Milestone reached. Tractors permit pioneers to move around the world in a manner similar to using legs, except with wheels and the rampant consumption of natural resources. They can also be automated to self-drive and deliver resources between truck stations, which in turn facilitate automation of loading, unloading, and refueling.
We got a super busy episode today. And also, I added something new, which I think is pretty cool, and I think you guys are going to enjoy. But we'll get into that a little later. Right now, I want to unlock a few more things, more specifically, the Blade Runners. I am pretty sick and tired of running around all slow, so this is long overdue.
Research completed. Silica recipe unlocked. New quartz research available.
Really don't feel like looking for more quartz right now, so I don't like doing this, but I'm gonna make an exception, and we're gonna buy some from the Fix-It store. Yeah, one ticket, that's a steal.
Blade Runners unlocked. Equipped to run faster, jump with greater force, and decrease fall damage that might otherwise have lowered your value to fix it.
Well, my main goal is always to be the highest value I can be for Fix-It, so it's a win-win in my book.
Milestone reached. Coal and iron can be combined in the foundry to start steel production. Project part number 2, the versatile framework, can only be created via automation, not at a crafting bench. Delivering these to the space elevator is essential if we are going to complete phase 2 of project assembly and save the day. Fix-It and humanity is relying on you.
Let's take a quick look to see what it's gonna take to start making steel. Gonna need the foundry. Coal and iron. Alright, current plan is to build this over to the right of the Pit of Doom. That big old crater right there. There's a few iron nodes, and there's a coal node pretty close by, and a little bit of water close by. So, oh, there's some more quartz. And so that should be a pretty good spot, and I'll probably build maybe some power plants over there as well.
Unknown metal collected. This metallic element is showing properties similar to those in Group 11 on the periodic table, such as high conductivity and malleability. Research it in the MAM to establish classification and potential application.
probably already talked about this, but it kind of bothers me, you know? Or it doesn't bother me, but it's a big question for me. How come so many people put the... There's another one. How come so many people put these guys on passive? Put the fauna. I don't think they're like super hard to beat. But so I don't think that's the issue. I mean, I guess probably they just don't see the point in them, or it's not fun for them, but I don't know, it's fun for me. It adds a little bit of spice, a little bit of pizzazz, something else to do, you know? And also, it makes logical sense to me that there would be fauna, animals, something that would be defending its territory. Territory that you're stealing for, you know, all the stuff that you need to send up to fix it. This is where all of our coal is going to come from. I'll send it from here over there to the iron nodes, and we'll also use it for some power plants. I like trying to keep the conveyor belts low to the ground if I can. I feel like the big elephant beetle things, I don't know, what do you guys call them? I feel like they would have an easier time, or it looks like they have an easier time walking across them when they're low to the ground, and then they don't get stuck forever and ever.
Hard drive analysis completed. Alternative recipe selection available in the MAM.
Unfortunately, this isn't really what I'm looking for. I'm trying to unlock, or I guess discover, an alternative screw blueprint, or I don't know what it's called. So let's try and do this one. Let's try and do this one and see if we can get it. Otherwise, we're just gonna have to go looking for more hard drives, because that's really gonna depend on something else we're gonna build later. I'd really rather have an alternative screw recipe. Is that what it's called? A recipe? Let's load up on some supplies, and then we're gonna get power over there to the coal mine, and it'll also be the power lines that we need for the steel foundries that we're gonna build. I still can't get over the way that the devs designed the game. Like, I haven't been playing it for that long, obviously, right? But it's still really interesting to me how they did things. So, for example, right now I had to make some of those portable miners, and in my opinion, it makes perfect sense that like a company like Fix-It, who doesn't waste anything, who reuses everything, they want they built their machines kind of to complement each other. So for example, a miner uses portable miners, I would assume, kind of like a motor. And again, it makes sense to me, right? I think it makes a lot of sense. Like the portable miners are the motors for the bigger machine, and that could be in real life done with like gear ratios. You know, using gears to change the ratio, and just that way you could use a really small engine to run something very large. It's totally doable. It might take some time or whatever, but or kind of big machines and big gearing and a lot of engineering, but it could be done. So that's cool to me how they did that little detail. Now that we have the coal coming in, we're right on top of the iron nodes, and we got power nearby. Let's get to building. And you guys are gonna hear that little surprise that I was talking about. Yeah. Doesn't that sound good? AIMusic. No lyrics, just a song. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I thought that song was pretty dang good. I admit, though, I didn't really make the song. The AI deal that I used did all the work. I just clicked a couple of buttons and picked a couple of things that I wanted. I wanted it to be kind of chill. House, I think I chose, and something else, and then just made it by itself, right? So I didn't really make anything, it just did it by itself. And I fully, like, for people who actually make music, like that's hard. That's a difficult thing to do. So to those people, uh, hats off. That's a hard thing to do. Being able to actually compose music, whether you're making it on the computer or, you know, creating your own beats and all that stuff, that's hard. But it was pretty cool. And as long as I don't get, not that I have like a million subscribers or a million people watching the show, but as long as I don't get a, you know, marked for taking music or something, then I think it's pretty cool. Being able to add music whenever we have those long building sessions or just, you know, yeah, basically that. Or a long travel session where we're just adventuring. Like, I think a song will really set the mood. And here we are with our beautiful steel production. We got the 3 beams being made, or three machines making beams and 1 machine making pipes. It's not the best setup in the world, but it'll get us going for now. And once I get the blueprint deal going, we can make something more fancy, something that will look better. I don't know what we could do to make the belt from the coal mine coming over here to look better. Would it be better just to like hide it? Or sometimes with that type of stuff, I feel like it just is what it is. It can't all look beautiful. Let's put down some storage containers to start holding all of it. And then we're gonna go back to our base and see if we can't unlock some more stuff over there. Let this cook for a little while. Alright, this is exactly what we were actually looking for. The alternate cast screw, alternate recipe. So that's gonna guide what we're going to do next.
The metal has been named Caterium after Fixit's greatest CEO Katerina Parks. It has been added as a viable alternative to gold in industrial applications, specifically in advanced electronics due to its superconductivity, malleability, and corrosion resistance.
Alright, so now let's gather up all the supplies that we need to unlock the next, to unlock the Fixit blueprints. So I'm gonna go get the steel beams. I'm gonna make sure we have enough of the frames, wire, and concrete. Let's go gather all that stuff up.
Milestone reached. Blueprints reduce repetitive building tasks, further optimizing your progression towards saving Earth, with its beautiful ecosystems, abundant natural resources, and sunsets over frolicking puppies and kittens. The blueprint designer allows you to build and combine structures once and then duplicate that configuration effortlessly. Any complaints about the spatial restrictions will only reveal your own inefficiencies.
It looks like we're still pretty good on power. So we should be good to start building some more stuff. So I'm probably going to build right there on that iron node that I mapped out. The top one, not the first one. Gotta clear out the fauna. These are the iron nodes I'm gonna use for the next setup that we're gonna build. I'm gonna probably end up using all of the iron nodes that are in this like close area, which hits a total of 5 of them. There's 3 up top right here, and then 2 over to the right. Alright, little lizard. Let's try this one more time. I can hear him, but I don't see him. There he is. No. Come back. Come eat this freaking berry. Fine. I wonder what he actually eats. Most lizards are carnivores, aren't they? Oh, look, a slug. See, the slugs don't mind if I take them. All I'm gonna do is shove them into a metal cylinder and use their life force to power my machines. It's not like they were doing anything else, right? Alright, I'm gonna stock up on some of these beams because I need them for the blueprint designer. And just to have them on me. I don't have any. I didn't have very many, or any at all, I don't think so. I'm just gonna grab some of this stuff just in case I need it. And let's lay this guy down.
Once you have built a satisfactory blueprint, interact with the Blueprint Designer terminal to save it. It will then be available in the Blueprints tab of your build menu. Blueprints can always be edited to correct mistakes or optimize. If you find yourself struggling to work within the set size restrictions, remember that this is a you problem, and efficiency can always be improved.
I want to try something where it kind of goes around the splitter. So kind of like a T shape. I don't know if it's going to work or if it's going to be super efficient or not, but whatever, you know, let's try something a little different, see if I can make it look good. And yeah, maybe we'll try something else later or change it up, whatever, go with a basic straight line style. We'll see. Let's play it out and see what happens. of the blueprint again because that was definitely boring. But figuring it out was kind of a pain in the butt, so let me know if you guys want like a little bit of help with that, because I could make a little short video on how to save them and all that. So that blueprint was for what I want to build here. So like I was saying, right, I want to make like mini factories that join a bigger factory. And after doing a bunch of YouTube video searching, it appears that a lot of people do essentially do that. They'll have one area that has all the power, like the power factory, then they'll have another area that's making something else, just depending on where the different resource nodes are. So, but this specific one is going to be for screws, and that's why I wanted to unlock the alternate screw recipe that comes from just...
Building in blueprint mode can further optimize your construction process with snapping and quick dismantling options. Build modes are not just there to make your work easier, they compensate for inevitable human error. Fix-It understands humanity like no other, and humanity needs you to be efficient and productive at all times.
Yeah, so like I was saying, I wanted that so that I could more easily make a bunch of screws and make this factory, or this mini factory right here. This setup is specifically for that, to be able to make screws. And then I'll have them all come back to this area, which is where I plan on making the first main factory. I ran out of supplies, so let's go ahead and stock back up again. Make sure I get a little bit of everything, just hopefully I don't have to make another trip back over here. I always forget to assign my next milestone. I might be able to have all that stuff right now, but let's keep building. Okay, I should be good with all of that. Do you guys constantly have to tear your stuff down and then rebuild it again? I mean, maybe that's a dumb question, right? Because that is a really big part of this game. But then again, do you guys believe in stupid questions, or do you guys think that there is no stupid question? I mean, if you think about it, with how the brain works, the ability that it has to store memories, develop ideas, and creativity, the ability that it has to solve issues, you could argue that if you have a question, almost any question, that means that your brain was having a difficult time processing something that you were thinking about. So, in theory, wouldn't that mean that something that is known to be extremely intelligent has a question? And if something extremely intelligent has a question, you wouldn't call them stupid, right? And if you did call them stupid, that would simply mean that maybe you're ignorant. For example, Newton, he asked himself, why do things fall? Back in his day, I'm willing to believe that many people thought that he was an idiot for asking this question. But the reality is, at that time, probably very few people actually knew why things fell. The people from that time assumed that things fell because that's just how it is. You don't ask stupid questions like that. But he had to ask, and he asked himself and figured it out. If he hadn't asked himself those questions that people probably thought were dumb, then someone would have had to ask sooner or later. Otherwise, there would be a really big hole or gap in our knowledge of physics as we know it today. Another example is tobacco. I'm willing to bet that no one asked, will this make you sick? When it was first discovered and began distribution. Because no one asked, and possibly because they didn't know of a way to test if it was bad for our health, many people ended up figuring it out the hard way once they got sick. It's probably even more confusing because some people probably didn't get sick, or they took a long time to get sick, and others probably took very little time to get sick. I guess the main point I'm trying to make is, are there actually any stupid questions? What do you think? For the record, this is my first time discovering the conveyor belt straight building mode, and it is glorious. It makes everything look so good as long as you kind of line it up properly. Like, it looks so good. It just doesn't like it whenever you bring something in from like where there aren't foundations. It seems to like get confused and not line up properly, but other than that, it really does make the conveyor belts look really good. Alright, so at this point, we're going to finish up this mini factory. We are going to get the conveyor belt over to our main area. We're going to bring some power over here, connect all that stuff up, and then we're going to check out how our power level looks, and we'll go from there. Alright, so based on our power output, it did look like we're gonna get, we started dipping into the biomass generators. So I don't want to rely on those, like, at all. I want to be able to delete those and not use them anymore, because I don't want to have to be cutting down trees, picking up leaves and all that stuff, like, all the time. So because of that, we're gonna make a couple more coal generators over here, because we got the coal available, and there's a little tiny pond right here that I can fit one water extractor in. So that should be that's enough for 2 generators without overclocking, without having to overclock anything. So we can at least build 2 of these, and then maybe in the future we'll try and expand it a little, but again, we only have the room for just the one water extractor, so then we would definitely have to overclock it, or I haven't actually gotten to the point to where you can have a level 2 water extractor, so I'm not 100% sure if that's a thing. I think it is a thing, but I don't know for a fact. But we could also, just overclock it with the power cell deals. So yeah, I'll put a splitter here. That will be what takes the coal over to the generators over there. Let's get this thing out of the way. I'm gonna have to make a different way to get up there. Something that looks nicer, more professional. I like trying to keep the conveyor belts out of the way. That's why I try to follow it down the mountain, like down the side of the mountain, so they wouldn't be so, like, out in the open. The one that goes towards the what's it called? The one that goes towards the steel production, I felt like it wasn't worth it to try and not have that one be all, in the way. Just kind of is what it is situation, so I just left that how it was. Gonna clean up this area a little bit so the bushes aren't in the way of the conveyor belts. And I also like to let everything fill up. I'm pretty sure I've said that before, but I like everything to get filled up first before I turn everything on. Then I can make sure that I have enough of everything, which I've already done the math on this, and I know that this should be good, but I can't help it. It's just a habit. Hopefully I'll get over it soon. But yeah, looks like we're good. We got a decent amount of power back up to start building some more stuff. So clearly these constructors are pumping these screws out. The issue right now is the logistics. Like, I don't... my conveyor belts aren't fast enough to push the screws out faster, so production is slowing down because there's too many screws trying to get onto the one conveyor belt that's shipping out all the screws. So I have a couple of options. I could get some more conveyor belts going out that way, but I think I'm just gonna wait until I have until I unlock the faster conveyor belts. That way, you know, I don't have to put like a row of 6 conveyor belts going back out to the main base area. This right here is where I want to use these 3 leftover nodes. So it looks like there was actually 6. I thought there was 5. But I'm going to use these 3 leftover nodes for constructing the plates. I've started noticing also that I just like putting the smelter down directly in front of the miners. I should probably recheck my math on that, because I know that in my other build I had, like, when I was mining for copper, it was like 1 copper mine and there was 4 smelters. So I don't know, that could have been because I had the miner overclocked, and maybe it was a pure copper mine. But regardless, I should probably do the math. But I don't know, I'm not mad about this setup. I like kind of having it, I feel like it's a little bit cleaner, just having the smelter directly in front of the miner. Ran out of supplies again, so you know we gotta make another trip back home. Put away some of this excess stuff that I don't need anymore, or I don't need right now. When we go adventuring again, I'll probably unlock that rebar gun and get it ready for going out. Looking for more of those hard drives and just other nodes that we haven't used. I think now is probably as good a time as any to go ahead and erase these guys. I also wanted to get rid of them so that I wouldn't constantly hear the grinding of the leaves while I'm at my main base station at the hub. So that's another reason why I wanted to delete it. I didn't realize that in the future I would be using the sink for dumping stuff away. After all the YouTube videos that I've seen on Satisfactory, it makes sense that they made that thing, but I was surprised. I didn't expect it. I thought it was just gonna be like a reward system, like put some stuff in here and just get rid of it, and we'll give you points, you know, like, but it turns out it's actually useful for just throwing things away that you don't need and they're just clogging up your conveyor belts. That way you don't have to physically go in and delete them yourself, going into the storage of your machines. It makes sense. Oh no. How did you get up there, brother? You're gonna have to get out of the way, because I need to finish building this thing. Anybody else not liking the peaceful fauna? Anybody else don't like attacking the peaceful fauna? I really don't. As long as they're not doing anything to me, why would I do anything to them, you know? I want to try and make this look at least a little neat. I remember seeing a video that said that you could make these a little bit shorter, but I couldn't figure it out, so I just left it like this for now. I'll try and check that video again. It was somebody's tips and tricks video, so I should be able to find it. I just don't remember how he did it. Ugh, I hate when it's just cutting through like that. I forgot to put the smelters in front of it. Getting pretty close to our limit there. I put this down the wrong way. There we go. Alright, so I don't know if you guys noticed, but I did not attach the upper level of the plate mini factory because I was already at basically my max power consumption, or I was gonna start dipping into the biomass generators, the two that I left alive. So because of that, I'm gonna go ahead and add some more power. Then we'll go back in and connect the upper level of the plate factory down to the bottom, and we'll be, it'll be 6 machines instead of just the 3 making plates. So I gotta create another, I gotta split off the coal over here this direction again. Based on my math, I believe that the current pipe's amount that I can, what's it called? That can flow to get enough water in here, I think I'm still good on that. So instead, I don't have to bring a whole nother pipe. I should be able to just split it off again. But I will need more water for these 2 generators. So I'm gonna split another section of the coal off in this direction, and then I'm gonna go get the water, build another water generator or water extractor. So let's get the pipes going in that direction over there. The coal is filling up. I really do like the way this looks though. Not the back end with the water coming in, but I do like the way that the pipes go around the back of the machine, the generators, and the coal comes in through the front. I do like that. Yeah, so 50 is the flow rate for each coal mine. That means 2 of them is 100, so 6 of them would be 300, so that's should be exactly enough. I just need more water though. Again, letting everything fill up before I turn them on. I'll probably start cutting that out. That way, you guys aren't just waiting for that. But yeah, it looks good. It looks like the coal mine is still doing a good job keeping up. My little storage container right here, I'm sure, is packed full of coal. Does not look like it's overwhelming it at all, so that's good. Cool. Well, that's gonna be it for this episode, guys. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, appreciate a like. And yeah, we're gonna keep growing this playthrough in Satisfactory. We keep getting bigger and bigger, and that's just what you gotta do. You gotta keep growing and growing so that when we start developing more of these phases, we're not waiting forever and ever to get through them. But yeah, see you guys in the next one. Thanks again.